everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today on my channel, we're doing a layout update. I finally got all my cork laid and all my track work done, so I'll show you guys around the layout, and that will be it for today. So the first thing that I ordered for 50 bucks were these Barina LEDs. I gotta turn these ones on. And you can hook them up using these cords, and it also comes with 4 of these switches. So I have 2 hooked together here. I have them kind of hooked together the redneck science way because of the garage door. And then these 2 are hooked up and hung to the ceiling with some just thin string because they're super light. Anyway, that gives an incredible lighting effect to this layout. And they're only 50 bucks, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I put one other one under here, just underneath the bench work, to light my desk. Okay, so then this is Powell from this module all the way over to where that rag is, and that represents Powell. I had to crop it a little bit, but right here is by the Bighorn Co-op in Powell. This is a siding. In real life, this is like 3 times longer than this in like to scale, but this just has to do it for now because of my space. My space is limited, so here's the siding by Bighorn Co-op, and then here coming into the yard, this is a little turnout switch thing. There's a loading dock here on the real thing, and then right here there's a I almost want to call it a station, but it's basically the BNSF headquarters for Powell. So it's their little building there. That's what I'm building down there. And then in the next layout update, you'll probably see that on the layout. So I got all my freight cars. I just bought these 2. I fixed a bunch of these. Once I get to like 25 to 30 cars, I will route a bunch of these older box cars out that I don't need. And then I have my BNSF 4719, that's all weathered up and everything. And then PRLX 9562, we'll do a weathering video on that soon. And then we got a Santa Fe caboose and my BN caboose right there. This is basically the only rail yard on the whole layout, and so I got all my cars here. It's a 3-track, and then in the real on the real deal, there's like 2 to 3 more switches turnouts on the end of Powell, but like I said, I had to crop it. So, and then right here will be a bunch of boxes of seed and stuff and grain because Powell's a grain producer, so I'm still trying to stock up on my collection of grain cars, but we'll get there. And then right here, it's covered up by my Dremel bits. Right here is the bridge. So right here from Powell, this is where Powell stops, and this is where Ralston starts. So all of this right here is Ralston. So this is the bridge at Ralston, like right before Ralston. Because of space, it has to be 2 or 3 times smaller than the real thing, but it works as a representation. And then I got my swing bridge, drop bridge, whatever you want to call it. And then over here is the siding by Ralston. So that siding is my biggest siding on the layout. It goes all the way around here. And then I got all my diorama stuff set out right now because that's what we're working on. This is all my scratch building materials. And then right back here is the only scene that I have done on the layout right now. And that is, it's just a little fictional farm scene. Right here's a field that I made with some glue water, and then like a road and some hay bales and stuff stacked up. So I think it looks really good. And then later I'll be putting resin in that irrigation ditch to make it look a little more realistic. So that's the bench work. It's not super big, but it's good enough for now. And then right here is my taller workbench. That's my workbench for like painting and scratch building, and then right here is like my workbench for my other projects. Right now I have this farmhouse for the farm module drying. I'm trying to paint that, make it look all realistic. And then I have my bench for all my tools and stuff. These crates are my toolbox basically. And then down here I just have, this is all my like paperwork and like instruction manuals and stuff like that. Sharpies, towels. I got some rocks up here for diorama. These are all 3 of my diorama boxes. Down here is just some paper for if I ever have to make mountains or whatever. And then down here's some like spray foam scraps for rocks and such. And then over here I have my painting stuff. Got my airbrush all set up. And then we have my heater and paper towels and stuff. So that just about does it. I have all my bike stuff over here, and then all my boxes and stuff there. And then extra paint stuff is over there in the corner. So that just about does it for the bench work and everything I have under it. So now let's run some trains. Super quick though, before we run some trains, I wanted to show you this. I forgot to. This is my mom's old license plate that I kept because I thought it was cool. There's some train pictures and stuff. BNSF heritage units, picture I found online. And then like I wrote a paper of all the different CVs and functions I can program. And then I have a locomotive roster. I have yet to add the PRLX locomotive to that roster, but then I got some old American Flyer stuff and an old Tyco box, Santa Fe picture, and then a bunch of assorted different like weights and stuff for weighting out freight cars to make them a little more prototypical. And then I have all my other models here, Humvee, Minzy Mook. If you have the chance, you should look up Minzy Mooks online. They're really cool. And then some Blue Angels, just random stuff. And then this case swings up like that. That is an old, like, I want to say grandfather clock case that I found in the trash can. It had an old clock in it. And I was like, hey, I could use that as a display case. And it works perfectly because there's a magnet and hinges and everything. It works. So I just have some older cars up here that I'm not using. I'll probably find somebody to give those away to. And then I have some old Lionel stuff in the back and 2 steam engines. This Rio Grande one works. Not phenomenal, but both of these work. Not phenomenal, but they work. And then this one is also another DC one that does not currently work. I'm trying to figure out how to get it working. And then over here in the corner, I got some like business cards. And then that egg is like a... the egg's basically... It's a Ukrainian egg that I did this year. And... those are just, it has like 2 to 3 of my favorite railroads on it, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, now let's run some trains. Still working some kinks out with some of the cars. Some of the couplers won't work and stuff, so I gotta figure those out. But sometimes I have some derailments because of my track work. It works for now. The more traffic I get over it, the better. The more kinks will get worked out. There we go over the drop bridge and then the Ralston Bridge. And then back into Powell. That's just about it. Went all the way around the layout. Pretty much, I mean. So, yeah. Pretty cool. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Legends.